Well, good morning, everybody. See if I can get my camera adjusted here. How is everybody today? It is a beautiful Tuesday. The sun is shining, the birds are chirping. I am so excited for another week. Today I'm starting a new blanket, and we worked on this blanket last week. I went off and left my diagram in the office, so we're going to have to wing it today. Um, but I started, this is a ripple blanket. And I got ahead on my chaining here. You can see I've got 25, 25, 25. There's 125. So for this new blanket, I need a total of 133. Hey, Stephanie, good morning. Desert Life is here. Good morning, California. How are you? Are we excited about the time difference? We're a little later this morning, so we get new friends. So, well, I need 133. I've done 125, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32. There's 133 chains. Today I am using Caron 1 pound. My label's been has seen a little action here. Um, won't affect our crocheting at all. And we're using the colorway Lilac. Really, really pretty yarn. I thought it looked like Easter colors. And then I found in the stash, I love this yarn print. I don't know what's more pretty, the label or the yarn, but that is what it looks like. Doesn't it look like Easter? I think it does. And I'm going to use soft white. This is Spun Sugar Stripe. Beautiful, pretty yarn. So my plan for today is I'm going to do 5 rows of the lilac. Then I'm going to do 2 rows of soft white. And then I'm going to add this little accent row, and we're probably not going to get to all of this today, but we're going to get started on this blanket. So I've chained 133. There is a link to this pattern on the link tree, so you can find it there. If you're watching on YouTube this morning, there is a link in the description of the video. Now we're going to do a double crochet into the 4th chain from the hook. So here's 1, 2, 3, and here's number 4. And I'm going to work in the back bump, and I'm going to place a double crochet. So this counts as a double crochet here, and this is a second double crochet. Now we need a total of 9 when we do our first starting out. So here's 3, 4. I'm always a little slower when I work in the chain. I know you guys are too. And I've got a fresh skein of yarn, so that's always a challenge, you know. Thank you for the heart me, Queen 530. Thank you so much. Sue is here. Good morning, Sue. Lady Crochet, how are you doing? Stephanie said, very pretty colors. I'm always drawn to purples. I am too. They're just so pretty. This lilac is a really, really pretty. I don't know. I'm just ready for spring. But it is a beautiful day here in Alabama. So I know we're in for some weather to be coming later this week. Okay, let's count this, see where I'm at. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. There's number 9. Okay, now we're going to do our 2 together double crochets. So I'm going to be doing this into the next 2 stitches here. And I'm going to start a double crochet into this first stitch. Now, when you get to this point, do not finish. You're just going to hold this. Now I'm going to move to the second stitch here, and I'm going to start yet another double crochet. So we have our starting loop here on the right, 2 unfinished double crochets, total of 3 loops up on top. I'm going to yarn over and pull through all 3. There is 2 together double crochets. We're working on the valley. Now I'm going to do 2 more together double crochets. There's 1, and here is number 2. Again, here's our starting loop, 2 unfinished, total of 3 loops, yarn over and pull through all 3. Now I'm going to head up the mountain. I know it's really hard to visualize this because we're just starting out, But we need 8 double crochets as we head up the mountain. And I'm just placing one into each stitch, and I'm working in the back loop of this chain. I like working in the back loop because what that does is it leaves a really pretty finished edge here. You can see our nice little 2 loops there. So again, 8 double crochets. This pattern is called the ripple. You can find links to this on the link tree if you want a diagram of this. There are lots of people that have similar patterns to this. One of my favorites is by Amanda Crochets. She does a modern ripple that is very similar to this. The only difference is she has different amounts as you head up and down the mountain. I like to do it with 8. Okay, so here was our 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So now we're at the tippy top of the mountain. When you get to the tippy top here, into the first stitch, you're going to place 2 double crochets into the same stitch. This is in crochet what we call an increase. And this is half of our mountaintop. Now I'm going to move to the second stitch here. And again, I'm going to place 2 double crochets. And that is our second part of our mountaintop. So you can see 2 and 2. That allows us to crest up and over the mountaintop. And now I'm going to head back down the mountain here. We need 8 double crochets as we head back down. So we're just going to work those. Again, I'm working into the back bump. If you prefer to work into one of the side loops, you totally can of the chain. Either way works completely fine. I just like the look of working into the back bump. Elsie, good morning. How is everybody's week so far? Are you off to a good start? Are you miserable with this time change, or is it a better thing? How does it work in your life? For me, it works better. It gives me more time to crochet with you all in the morning before work. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There's 8. Okay, so now we're back to the valley again. Now this, guys, is kind of hard to see, but it will start kind of taking shape. When you're first starting out, you can kind of see how this goes up here. And then here was our mountaintop, and now we're down to the valley. So it'll be more pronounced as we work along. But we're going to do 2 together double crochets. Jennifer says, I want Friday to be here now. Girl, same. So I'm going to start a double crochet into the first loop here. Now I'm not going to finish that. I'm just going to hold. Good morning. Thank you for the follow this morning. Appreciate that. If you are new to my channel, my name is April, and I'm just a hobby crocheter. We're working on a new blanket this morning. Now I'm going to do 2 together into the next 2 stitches here. So again, under the first back bump, I'm going to start a double crochet. Do not finish, just hold that. Now I'm going to move into the second stitch here, and again, start yet another double crochet. Again, do not finish. So we have our starting loop here on the right, 2 unfinished, 3 loops up on top, yarn over and pull through all 3. There is our first 2 together. Now we need another set of those. So into these next 2 stitches, I'm going to repeat. So into the first one, again, start a double crochet, hold it, do not finish. We're going to gather these loops up as we go along, and then yarn over again into the second here, start another double crochet. So you can see there is our starting loop here on the right, 2 unfinished, 3 loops up on top again, yarn over and pull through all 3. So there is our little valley. Now we're going to head back up the mountain, and as we go up, you guessed it, we need 8 double crochets. And again, I'm going into the back loops only. Nothing too fancy here, just putting a double crochet into each of these stitches. I'm feeling a little challenged. I've been working on birdhouses. You guys know I love the little blue birds, and we have nest boxes here on the property. This is the time of year that I go through and do all the maintenance, and I'll tell you guys, I broke both my thumbnails, and they're short, and they kind of hurt. They snapped back pretty much in the quick, and it makes it challenging for my crochet. I rely on those thumbnails, you know. uh, Jennifer says, I feel like everyone should be off on Monday after a time change to recuperate. Joanne says, do you know how to make animals? I do. I've made some amigurumis. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Oh, one too many here. Okay, so here is 8 double crochets. So again, let's try to spread this out so you guys can kind of see. It's normal that as you're starting this out, the up and down is not going to be very pronounced. Once you start on your subsequent rows here, it'll get more and more obvious. But when you're first starting out, it's very subtle, okay? But it should kind of look like this. It kind of twists a little bit, and that's totally fine. No, buddy, you can't be up here this morning. I have a puppy, and he is being very, very needy this morning, let me tell you. So this is the top of the mountain. So the first stitch here, that hurts. Off, off. Boy, is he a handful, you guys. No, go play with your brother. Go play with your brother. So into this first mountaintop here, I'm going to place 2 double crochets. We're going to put 2 right into the same stitch here. This is what we call an increase in crochet. Then I'm going to move to the second stitch here, and I'm going to again place 2 double crochets. So this is our mountaintop, if you will. We've got 2 and 2. And like I said, this will get more pronounced as we go along. This is a ripple blanket that I'm working on, Kelly. So for the amigurumi animals, guys, I don't make those typically on the live. And the reason why is those patterns are intellectual property. They're copyrighted, and I don't want to infringe on anybody's patterns. So, I've made snowmen and a variety of different things, little baby rattles, different amigurumi stuff, but it's not like I can teach those as I'm on the live. And because I like to talk about stitches so much and patterns and everything, it just doesn't lend itself to my live style. If there is a free pattern, of course, I can work on those. This past year, we did some little amigurumi ghost. That was a free pattern. Some pumpkins, that was a free pattern. So we can definitely do, stuff like that. But in general, most of the amigurumi patterns are copyrighted. Okay, so here's our mountaintop. As we go down the mountain, we need 8 here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Now we're here to the valley. And when you get to the valley, we're going to be doing 2 together double crochet. So I yarn over, I go into the first stitch here, and I make like I'm starting a double crochet. Now I don't finish. Normally you would yarn over here and finish. Just hold that stitch. Then I'm going to move to the second stitch here, and I'm going to start another double crochet. So now we have 2. There's a loop, starting loop here on the left, 2 unfinished double crochets, total of 3 loops, yarn over and pull through all 3 of those. So you can see how they kind of squish together. You want them to squish up. Now I'm going to do another stitch here in the valley. These 2, we're going to do another 2 together double crochet. So again, make like you're going to start a double crochet, hold, do not finish. Again, into the next stitch here, grab up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2. So now you can see we've got our starting loop here on the right, 2 unfinished, 3 loops up on top, yarn over and pull through all 3 loops. So there you can see we have both our groups of 2 together double crochet. So this is basically a decrease. We've taken a total of 4 stitches and we combine them down into 2. Squish those together. That forms our little valley. So you can kind of see here now as it's taking shape. We've got a little valley here. Here's a little mountaintop. And this will continue on as we go along. Okay, so now I'm ready to head up the mountaintop. And as we head up the mountain, we're going to put 1 double crochet into the next 8 stitches. So into the first here, I'm working in the back loop, the back bump of the chain. So as you look at a chain, you can see one side has 2 loops like this. The back of the chain is where you see this little back bump, and that's what I'm working into. When I work into the back bump, what it does is it leaves a really nice finished edge on this blanket. That way I don't have to put any border or any finishing edge. It'll just look really nice. So if we kind of turn this, you can see what I'm talking about there. Do you see how nice and finished that looks with our edging? No, no, buddy. No, no, we can't have you up here this morning. Why don't you go get in Dad's chair? This is our little puppy Diesel, guys, for those that don't know. Now he's licking my arm. Um, in addition to being a hobby crocheter and working full time, I'm a full time puppy mom. We got little Diesel about, I guess it was in December we got him. And so he's just a couple months old. But he's definitely a handful right now. He's trying to climb into, get on everything. No, 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 buddy. Okay, you could lay right there, but you've got to be a good boy. I don't even know if you know how to be a good boy. Oh, now you're full on in my lap. Okay, well, let me get this out of the way here. Now you're bumping the camera. This does not work. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I did one too many. Let me pull one of these out. Okay, buddy. Come on, you got to get down. I I know you want to be up here, but you've got to get down, sweetie. Okay, okay. Go get in Dad's chair. Sorry, guys. Pause for the puppy loves. Okay. No, 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 no. Come on. You got to get down. Mom's going to put you down. Come on. Get down. He doesn't want to go. He doesn't want to go down. Oh, now he fell. Nope. 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 Can't come up. He's getting bigger and he's learning how to crawl up the chairs. It's a challenge. Diesel is definitely arguing this morning. He's very grumbly. He wants to be up here with Mom. Mom can't crochet and have puppy dog up here. He's trying really hard to climb up the chair. Maybe he'll get tired and find a different chair. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, so here was our valley. Now here we are at the tippy top of the mountain. So into this first stitch here, we're going to do an increase. We're going to put 2 double crochets into this same exact stitch. This is an increase. That's half our mountaintop. Now into the next stitch here, again, we're going to do 2 double crochets. This is the second half of our mountain. No, you can't chew on that either. Come on now. Here, you want a treat? Come on, let's get you a treat. He gets up here and then he chews on stuff. Okay, go get it. It's down there on the floor. You better go get it. Go find it. Yeah, he does eat the yarn, Gen X. He thinks it's his to chomp on. We're having yarn challenges right now. Okay, so this is our new little mountaintop. So there again, let's see. You can start to see this is going up and down. Again, I started with a starting chain of 133. This is going to hopefully make about a 35-inch wheelchair blanket. I'm making a wheelchair blanket for donation. Once I got my chain, I started in the 4th chain from the hook and I added my second double crochet. So when you first start out, you're going to have 9 stitches here. And then as we're going up and down the mountain, we're having 8 double crochets. Okay, so there's our mountaintop. Now we're going to head down. Kelly says, I'm making your With Love blanket. It's coming together very quickly and it's beautiful. Oh, thank you, Kelly. That is awesome. The With Love pattern, you guys can find that on my link tree. I made that when my father passed this last December. I just sat down and kind of wrote that pattern today. My mission this year is to make lots of wheelchair blankets for donation in his memory to healthcare and also to veterans, that are in need of, just wheelchair sized blankets. So that's kind of my pet project. Stephanie says, my cat is particularly helpful as a yarn minder. uh, he might be better once he gets a little older, but right now it's like, all the different, as I'm moving yarn around, it's just something for him to like like try to chomp on. So it's definitely challenging. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Crafty Chick says, I looked for your tutorial on the Daisy Granny squares and I couldn't find it. So, guys, if you are new to my channel, every day that I go live, I'm on TikTok and YouTube this morning, and you can find replays of the videos over on my YT, typically about 24 hours after we're done with the live, they'll be available. So today's live with this blanket that I'm starting will be available tomorrow, like mid-morning ish. Okay. You can find these on my YT. Um, there's different tabs on YouTube channel. When you go, you'll see videos, shorts. Then there's a tab that says live. Anything that I'm working on the lives, you have to go to that tab. And that's where you'll find most of my video replays, including those daisy squares that we worked on last week. So look on the live tab on YouTube and you will find it. Um, Midnight Dawn, what size do you make for a wheelchair? I make 35 by 45 is the size that I shoot for. So basically, I'm trying to get about 35 inches wide, and then I'll crochet it. I'll just keep stacking these up until I get to 45 inches. And it's roughly that. Sometimes they're a smidge under, sometimes they're a smidge over, but you don't want to get it too big. You don't want the blanket to get caught up in the wheels of the chair. So 35 by 45 is the recommended size. This morning I chained 133. I believe that will be a good size. This is a you can make this adjustable. It's any size that you want to make. Basically, you chain 22 and then you say to yourself, is this big enough? Yes or no. If it's not big enough, you add another 20. So now you're at, or 22. So now you're at 44 and then add another 22. So I did that a total of 6 times. 6 times 22 is 132. Then you add 1. And so that's how I ended up with 133 of the starting chain. I will be working on this some more tomorrow, and I will bring the diagram with me. I went off and left it on my printer. You guys know I've had printer challenges ever since I upgraded to Windows 11, and I did go ahead and get a new printer. And I got it all installed. I went ahead and got an Epson Eco Tank. I got the 4850, and it really is a nice printer. But then I spaced out this morning. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. One more, number 8. As we head up the mountain, we need 8 double crochets. So, for a long time, I was really like scared to do a ripple or a chevron. Chevron is these ones that go up and down. And once I understood the concept of how you do the two together here in the valley, and then the mountaintop here, the increase, how those stitches played together, that is how I finally was able to wrap my head around how a chevron works. And so obviously I'm making a lot of chevrons this year because of my pet project for 2025. So you'll see lots more of these. But here was our little valley, 2 and 2. Now we've done 8 double crochets as we head up the mountain. Now here we are at the tippy top of the mountain. Into the first stitch here, we need 2 double crochets. And these are not together. This is what we call an increase. You're putting 2 stitches into 1. Okay, so we've gone from 1 to 2. Now into the next stitch here, again, I'm going to repeat that, and I need to do 2 double crochets into this mountaintop. So when you are at your mountaintop, you're going to take 2 stitches and turn them into 4. This allows the stitches to fan out and you go up and over the mountaintop. So this increase is what allows us to accomplish that effect. Now we're going to head down the mountain, and as we go down the mountain, again, we need 8 double crochets. I'm going to put 1 into each stitch, and just very easy, nothing special about these or fancy. I'm working into the back bump, and we need a total of 8. Tiffany said, I love chevron. It's mindless. One I can do, and I immediately realize when something is wrong. Yeah, you can definitely count these. I tend to count as I'm working on these blankets because inevitably I'll kind of space out and forget a stitch, and I'll kind of point out where I sometimes mess up as we get more towards the end. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I need one more. Here's number 8. And now here we are to the valley again. So again, you can kind of see how it's starting to go up and down. Again, this is not very pronounced, okay? So don't be alarmed if it doesn't look like it's really doing a ripple effect. This will come with later rows. I've got about this much more. So now in the valley, I'm going to do 2 together double crochet. So into 1 and 2 stitches, I'm going to do 2 double crochets together. Yarn over, go under that back bump, grab up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2. Now just hold. Vicky, I see you've changed your handle. Vicky, didn't you used to be Lucky Mike's mom? I love the new handle, by the way. My baby blankets, I try to make between 30 and 36 inches wide. And I a lot of times make those square, but 30 to 36 is kind of the magic number for those. Okay, Val says, I have always wanted to try these, but I couldn't figure it out in my head until I seen this. Absolutely. A lot of people tell me that, Val. This is, once you understand how this, it's really an illusion. Sometimes in our head, we overcomplicate it, right? And I did that for a very long time. So again, here is 2 together. So we have our starting loop here on the left, 2 unfinished. Now we're going to yarn over and pull these together. Squish those together. So in the valley here, we've taken 4 stitches, 1, 2, 3, 4, and we've reduced them down into 2. When you do that, it forces these stitches to kind of push together, and that becomes the little valley. So as they are kind of squishing down on each other, that forms the little dip down. Then when you're up at the top and you do that increase, it fans it out, which makes it go up and over the mountain. So it's all an illusion, but it's a good illusion. It's really cool how it all kind of comes together. Thank you guys so much for the gifts this morning. I really appreciate that, and all of the screen taps. Let's set up something here this morning. How about some roses? Because it's springish out, right? Let me pop out this stitch marker. As I was making my chain, I did 133. I chained 25, and then I put in a stitch marker just to kind of help me keep my count. Okay, so now we're going to head up the mountain. As we head up the mountain, we need, again, 8 double crochets, 1 into each stitch. And I'm working into the back bump. There's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Okay, so now we're back to the tippy top of the mountain. Here was our valley. Here's the mountain of the previous. So when we get to the mountain, we're going to do our increase. So into the first stitch here, we're going to place 2 double crochets. So here's 1 and 2. Thank you so much for the gifts this morning. Dana Kay, thank you for the heart me. Now into the next stitch, we're going to do, again, 2 double crochets into this one. So this is our mountaintop. You're going to have 2 and 2. We take 2 stitches and we turn them into 4. This allows the stitches to fan out. We go up and over the mountaintop, and now we're ready to head back down into the valley. As we head down into the valley, we need 8 double crochets, 1 in each stitch. And we're getting down towards the end here. This is where I start holding my breath, hoping that I did this right and my counts are accurate as we get towards this little end. I always get a little nervous. Am I alone? Do you guys get a little nervous when you're coming up on the end and you're like, oh gosh, did I miss any stitches or did I count wrong? I have some little tricks if you do count wrong. I will show you if this doesn't work out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Okay, so there we went down the mountain. Here's the mountaintop. Here's our valley. Now we need another valley. So in the valley, we're going to do 2 together double crochets. So into this first stitch, go ahead and start your double crochet, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2. Now we're going to hold that. Move to the second stitch here, yarn over, again, go under that back bump, grab up your loop, and then yarn over and pull through 2. So we've got our starting loop here on the right, 2 unfinished double crochets, total of 3 loops up on top. yarn over and pull through all 3. This is a 2 together double crochet. Squish those together. Now we're going to repeat into the next 2 stitches. We're going to do the exact same thing. So start your double crochet, again holding, do not finish. Into the next here, again, start a second. So here we have our starting loop on the right, 2 unfinished double crochets, total of 3 loops, yarn over and pull through all 3. Squish those together. That's our new valley. So now as we head up the mountain here, we need, again, a total of 8 double crochets, 1 into each stitch. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and I'm short. Uh-oh. 6. So what do I do now? I'm short. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back and I'm going to count all these stitches and make sure I didn't have any extras, okay? This is very real. As you guys are doing these chevrons, this happens a lot, not just to me, but to a lot of people, okay? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. That one's right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I'm still testing this pattern too, so it might need more than 133. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Oh, here's where it's at right here. Wait, let me count again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Oh no, false alarm. There's my mountaintop. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, here's the mountaintop. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So I'm just going through and I'm double checking my work, making sure that this worked out correctly. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. There's our mountaintop there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. There's the valley. Here's the mountain. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Did I do that right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, that's right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, so basically I'm short 2 stitches. So here's what I'm going to do. You could do this a couple of different ways. The easiest way that I find to do this is basically I'm going to add some more chains here to this end. I need 2. And I'm just going to kind of grow this out. I like to leave kind of a long tail when I'm first starting out, just in case I screw things up. Then I can have enough to like room here to be able to go back and add these stitches. Okay, so there are 2 more stitches, 1 and 2. Now you can see my little knot here of the row when I first added on. So I'm going to try to make that so it looks a little nicer here at the edge. I don't know if I'm going to be able to, but we're going to give it a shot and see. So I'm going to add, let's try to go right in this here. Again, I've lost my thumbnails. It makes it really hard with my crocheting. And I'm going to do number 7 here. Okay, that doesn't look too bad. And now I'm going to do number 8 into this right here. So, again, once I get this kind of going, I don't think anybody is going to be the wiser. Now, I don't really like how this is kind of looking here. See how that is kind of open? I don't like that. Let's rework this. You just kind of work with these stitches until you get it kind of in a fashion that looks nice, that people won't be able to tell on the end. So there's number 7. And then let's try to do number 8 here and see what that looks like. If it's still a big gap, I might have to. Yeah, I still don't like that. I'm not liking that. So the other thing you could do, which I have not done this before, let's play around with this though and see if I can do this. Like I said, I've never done it, but let's wing it and see. You guys know I don't mind. So here's another way you could do it. Okay, we're short. One, two, three, four, five. We could scoot this to the side, put number 6 here like that, and do 7 and 8 like this. I still don't think that's enough stitches. I think that would kind of bug me because you don't really have enough chain here. I don't like that. I know what some people do is they will make a foundation chain with their double crochet. Has anybody done that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So here's number 6. Now, how would I do that? Because some people have done that, I know. Uh, let's see. Can I? Hmm. I'm thinking. I'm thinking here. Let me try. Let me try going like this and see if that works any better. Let's see. Did that get me? That looks a little nicer. Let's try that. So there's. Let's put one here now. Oh no, that kind of went in the same stitch, didn't it? I need to be on this side of it. Let's try to go on this side of it and see. I don't want to have to rip this whole thing out. That's what I'm trying to do. Oh, that's not too bad. So what do we have here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That kind of works, actually. Let me pull this out and do one more stitch here. Let's go like this, if I can. I should have left my tail a little longer. We'll tighten that up once I get the last stitch in here. Okay, so here is number 8. Obviously, guys, you don't have to do it this way. You could go back and rip out and add more chains to your chain. I don't want to rip out everything that I've done. I don't like doing that. It's kind of a pain. Oh, that's not too bad, huh? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There's 8. I like that. I can live with that. That's not bad at all. I shouldn't have pulled that so tight, though, right now, because I need to put another stitch in there. Let me see if I can get this to loosen back up. Sorry if I'm missing a bunch of comments, guys. I'm concentrating. Sometimes when my brain is thinking, I miss some of the comments. Bear with me here. Let's see. I shouldn't have pulled that so tight. Why did I pull that so tight so fast? When you do your very last stitch here, you need another double crochet at the end. We'll talk more about that as we work along. Where is that loop? I can't find it. Oh, there it is. That pulled up. Goodness me. Goodness me, oh my. Let's try our knot slayer on it and see if we can get that to work. Boy, I'm just making a big mess this morning, aren't I? Where is that stitch at? Where are you? I know you're right here. I really think that's you right there. There we go. Okay, that's not bad. I need to add another stitch in here. So when you do your very final edge here, this was our valley. As you head up, you always need 8, but the very last stitch, you actually need a total of 9. So I'm going to put the 9th stitch in here with the other one. Then I'm going to tighten it back up. So there is number 9. All right, that's good. I think I can live with that. So let's pause here because I made this kind of a big mess. Tighten that up. Okay, so there is our up and down. I feel like this is too big here. Let me try this one more time here. I want this stitch to be, it's really tall there. Hang on. I don't like how that looks. I gotta undo this. I don't like this. Sorry, y'all. Bear with me here. I've kind of made a mess of this stitch, honestly. My yarn is getting a little like frayed action on it. We're going to get it though. Persistence. Persistence. My starting chain was 133, but obviously that's not enough. So I need to, okay, let me go back and add this in here now. So we need more. I don't know what that count would be. Stephanie said 137, possibly. Okay, one more here. Let me see here. Let me go back. Let me count this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, so now into this last one, we're going to put our last 2 stitches. There's 8 and 9. Now I'm going to cinch that up. That's better. It kind of has a little bit of a yarn there, but I don't think that's going to be noticeable when I get the whole thing done. It's not too bad. So here we ended up with just a single, but honestly, I can kind of live with that. Yeah, so I switched to my stitch picker here instead of my scissors because my scissors were making a hot mess. Use the right tool for the job. Right, Gen X? Gen X gave me this. Isn't this cute? So, so cute. Okay, so yeah, I think uh, we could go back and count these chains and see how many I actually needed because 133 is not right. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25. Let's pop in a stitch marker here. Yeah, I don't think you're going to notice it. Vicky said not too shabby border will probably camouflage that. Um, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25. I need to figure out what this count is so I can update my pattern. The pattern is on the link tree, but the pattern is a work in progress, guys. So if you grab the pattern, just know that I might be modifying it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25. I shouldn't have taken out my stitch markers, then I probably wouldn't have to count this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25. So I think I added 3 stitches. So that would make it 136. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25. So there's 125. 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35. So I did 135 is what it ended up being, not 133. And why that worked out that way, you got me. I don't know. Um, But let's go along here and we'll see as I turn and work the other direction. Let's just see if this irons itself up. I really don't like how that stitch is right there. I know I'm being a little OCD, but I'm going to pull this out. I have to redo this stitch. It's bugging me. It's really bugging me. There's that. Let's try this. Oh yeah, we're cooking now. This is going to be better, I think. Again, you can be as picky or as, technically I should like have ripped the whole thing out and added this, but I just am trying to show you guys how I sometimes like improvise on the fly. and don't like ruin or chuck my whole project, right? This happens a lot. Okay, to crocheters. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So again, your very last stitch, as you go up and down these mountains, we need 8. Okay, when you get to the very edge here, we actually need 9. And the reason why is it's going to be kind of hard to visualize this right now. Hey Maggie, good morning. But when you get to the edge here, we need these edges to be straight. If you don't put in this number 9 stitch right here, your blanket will kind of pull in to the right. And so adding this number 9 stitch is what will help to straighten out your edges. So I'm going to do the same thing here. I'm going to go ahead and turn my work. Now for this project, normally I do a chain of 2. I'm going to do a standing double crochet here and just see how it looks, see if I like the look of that. If I don't, then I'll go back to the chain of 3 or chain of 2. Again, your very first stitch here, we're going to need 2 double crochets. Okay. Then as we head down the mountain here, this is our valley down here. You can see this was 2 and 2 together. So we need a total of 9 stitches as we head down. What did you find? What are you chewing up, buddy? I kind of don't want to talk to him because then he'll come up here and want to do a visit. Are you coming up for a visit again? Why don't you go get in Dad's chair? It's very nice and comfy, and Dad is at work right now. You could go snuggle up and not be with Mom this morning. Especially chewing on Mom's labels and stuff. No, no. That's Mom's. That's Mom's. Leave that. Leave that. Betty says, you are more patient than me. I would have started over. Come on, buddy. You got to get down. Off. Off. No. Off. Off. Okay, brother just came in. Maybe he'll go relax. He's all wound up this morning, you guys. Sorry. Okay, so again, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I think that standing double crochet there will look all right. So now here we are to the valley. You can kind of turn your work here. Into the first 2 stitches here, we're going to do a 2 together double crochet, just like we did of the row below. So I yarn over, I go under both bars, grab up a loop, and then yarn over and pull through 2. Now I'm just going to hold this double crochet. Normally you would yarn over here and finish. You're not going to finish. Okay, we're going to make another double crochet, start one into the next stitch. So yarn over, go under both bars, grab up a loop, and then yarn over and pull through 2. So now we have our starting loop on the right and we have 2 unfinished double crochets, yarn over and pull through all 3. Squish those together. That's half of our valley. Now we need to repeat that here into the next 2 stitches. We're going to do the exact same thing. We're going to do a 2 together double crochet. So here's our starting loop, 2 unfinished, 3 loops up on top. Again, yarn over, pull through all 3. Squish those together. So now we've gone from 4 stitches here to 2. That is a decrease. That's our little valley. This is what's going to cause this to start pulling down. You can kind of see how that's pulling in. These stitches like pull in on each other when you squish them like that. And that's what causes that little dip down in our valley. Now we're going to head up the mountain. As we go up the mountain, again, I'm going to go under both bars and I'm going to do a double crochet into the next 8 stitches. And you'll want to make sure that you're counting these, guys. Once you kind of get going with the blanket, you'll start to see the pattern and you won't have to do as much counting. You can start to look for the landmarks. But right here in the very beginning, I really try to count these stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Here is number 8. Now you can see here, this is our mountaintop of the row below. So do you see how there's 2 here and 2 here? If you are on the right path for your pattern, if you split these 2 apart, there's a little space in between. Follow that up. This right here is the new tippy top of your mountain. That's the first half. So we're going to do 2 double crochets into that stitch. That's half the mountain. This is an increase. Then I'm going to move to the next stitch. And again, I'm going to place 2 double crochets. So there are Oh, you know what? He's gotten into my soap. That's what he's into. I can smell it. I think he's chewing up a bar of soap. I might need to go deal with this puppy. Diesel! Okay, leave the soap alone, buddy. Why don't you get a toy? Why don't you get a toy? Okay, now we're going to head down the mountain. As we go down the mountain, we need 8 double crochets. You would think soap wouldn't taste very good and he would leave it alone, but I had the soap in one of the chairs because I'm working on soap sacks. Okay, stop now. Mm. Are you groaning at me? Are you groaning at me? Being a puppy mom is a lot of work, guys. Think twice before you do it. Make sure you're really committed to this because can you see this little guy? He's so cute, right? When he's chomping on your arm trying to get in your lap to be able to crochet. Okay. Off. Nope. Off. He's trying to learn off, but he's not very good at it yet. Oh good, he just went in Dad's chair. Okay. Fingers crossed, he's gonna settle in for a nap now. Yeah, he's a Lady Crochet, he's a Rottweiler. And he's very young. We got him in December, so he's only a couple months old. But he's kind of a handful right now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. One more. Here is number 8. Okay, so you're going to start to see this kind of do more of an up and down. As we're adding this second row, do you see how it's really starting to kind of form those little peaks and valleys better? Okay, so now here we are at the valley again. So again, kind of turn your work. You can kind of see where you're at here. I'm going to work 2 together double crochet into these 2 stitches and then again into these 2. So into the first stitch, you're going to start a double crochet. Again, do not finish. Normally you would yarn over here and finish, but just hold that. Now I'm going to move to the second stitch here, yarn over, again, start a second double crochet. Here is our starting loop. 2 unfinished, you can see them here. 3 loops up on top, yarn over, and pull through all 3. Squish those together. When you squish these, it forces this into the little valley. Okay, now we're going to do the same thing into the next 2 stitches. Again, start your 2 double crochets. There's our starting loop, 2 unfinished, yarn over, and pull through all 3. Squish those together. So basically what we've done is we've taken 4 stitches here and we have reduced them down into 2. This is a decrease. Desert Life says, mine is 2 years old now. They take so much work. I know it'll all be worth it. I know it'll be worth it. It's just right now is I feel like he's in his terrible twos. So anything that hits the floor is fair game. If anything is not secured, he's exploring it and chomping on it and tearing it up, and that includes all my yarn. So definitely, hey Victoria, good morning. Vicky says mine is 8 pounds and she loves to weasel under my right arm. Yes, Gen X girl is here. Good morning. How are you? I'm working on a chevron blanket. Single crochet works up so slow. I have not been brave enough to do a single crochet chevron just because of that exact reason. I feel like it would take me forever. I think I would get bored and not want to finish it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So we've gone up the mountain. Now here we are to the mountaintop. Again, look for your landmark. Okay, here is our 2, here's our 2. Follow that up. The first half of your mountain should be in this first stitch here. And you're going to do 2 double crochets right into that stitch. Not together, but 2 of them into that one stitch. That's an increase. Now the second half of our mountaintop, again here, we're going to do 2 more double crochets. So we've taken 2 stitches and easy. I might have to just put these dogs outside. They're making me crazy. He's literally running and jumping on the chair now. Oh. Okay, so this is our increase here. We go up and over the mountaintop. We've taken 2 stitches and turned them into 4. Now we're going to head down the valley. Again, here's our valley stitch where we did 2 together and 2 together. We need 8 double crochets as we head down the mountain. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Okay, so there's our mountaintop, and you can start to see our little ridges forming. Do you see that? It's really starting to show now, up and down. So as you get to your second row, it becomes more obvious. Once you start on your third, it'll get even more obvious. Okay, so here we are to the valley again. We're going to do 2 double crochets together. So these 2 stitches right here, I'm going to go into the first one with a double crochet. And again, I'm not going to finish. That's where the magic is. Just stop and hold that. Do not finish. Now into this next stitch, we need another double crochet. So under both bars, grab up our loop. Again, yarn over, pull through 2. Now do not finish. Here's our starting loop. Queen 530, have a great day. Thanks for stopping by. And again, 2 unfinished, yarn over and pull through all 3. Squish those together. Squish those up. Now again, we need number 2 here. So again, this is the second half of our valley. You can see 1 on the right, 2 unfinished. Pull through all 3, squish those up. So now you can see here, 2 and 2. We've gone from 4 stitches down to 2. Now I'm going to head up the mountain. And you'll remember as we go up the mountain, we need a total of 8 stitches, 1 into each stitch. Again, nothing fancy here. I'm going under both bars and I'm just placing 8 double crochets. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 1 more. And again, be looking for your landmark. So pull your work apart. Here's our landmark. Here was the mountaintop. We had 2 and 2. Follow that up, knowing that the first part of our mountain should be in that little space there. We're going to place 2 double crochets. Move to the next stitch, and again, 2 double crochets. Now these are not together. This is an increase. This goes up and over the mountaintop. So we've taken 2 stitches, turn them into 4. Now we're going to head down the mountain. And again, we need 8 double crochets. Here's 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Okay, so here we are at the valley. Again, we need our 2 together. Again, sounds complicated. It's not. Get your stitches, get in your mind where you're going to be working. Into the first, we're going to start a double crochet. Yarn over, pull through 2. Now just hold. Do not finish. Into the next stitch, again, start your next double crochet. Yarn over, go under both bars, grab up that loop. Yarn over, pull through 2. Again, holding. Here's our starting loop on our right. 2 unfinished, total of 3 loops. Yarn over and pull through all 3. Squish those together. Now you're going to repeat that into the next 2 stitches for our second half of the valley. So there you can see 2 unfinished. Again, squish those up. And that is our new valley, 2 and 2. Okay, so now we're going to head up the mountain. As we go up the mountain, again, we need 8 double crochets. Again, I'm going under both bars. It's kind of hard to see as I'm doing that, but you can see the 2 bars here if I kind of turn it. And just work your way up to the mountaintop. Again, I'm looking for those landmarks so I know when I'm getting close. So here is our mountaintop of the row below. You can see 2 and 2. Follow that up. This is going to be the new tippy top of the mountain. So technically this one should be stitch number 8. And again, you can count them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Make sure you're on track. Again, landmark. This is the first half of our mountain. We know we're in the right place. We need 2 double crochets. That is an increase. 2 into the same stitch. Move to the next stitch and repeat 2 double crochets. So there is our new mountaintop. Now again, we're going to head down the mountain to the valley, and we need 8 double crochets. Yes, I'm making a wheelchair blanket, and this is called a ripple blanket. And I'm just kind of explaining how a ripple works. And we'll work on this blanket again for tomorrow, guys. And you can kind of see more how it's coming to life. But I started this blanket this morning on the live. So from scratch, you can see it's starting to go up and down. If I kind of spread this out and kind of get it flattened, you can see how it's starting to go up and down as we work our way across. It just kind of takes some times. Takes some time. Now, what I'm doing here today, I'm using this yarn right here. This is Caron 1 pound. My label got a little messed up. Puppy love. And the colorway is Lilac. This calls for an H8 hook, a 5 millimeter. I'm actually using an I9 hook this morning. I'm going to do 5 rows of this lilac color. And then I'm going to do 2 rows of soft white. And then I'm going to come back as an accent row. We'll be probably on this color tomorrow. This is Spun Sugar Stripe. I love this yarn. I just think it feels like Easter colors. Really, really pretty. And that is going to be my accent row. And so I'm going to make it about 35 inches by 45 inches is kind of my size that I'm shooting for. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I have one too many. Pull that out. See why you need to count? Okay, so here we are to the valley again. So into the next 2 stitches, we're going to do a 2 together double crochet. Again, sounds complicated. It's really not. Into the first stitch here, start your double crochet. Now, normally you would yarn over here and finish. Do not finish. Just hold that stitch. Move to the next stitch here and yarn over, go under, pull through 2, again, holding, do not finish. So we have our starting loop here on our right, 2 unfinished double crochets, yarn over, pull through all 3 loops, squish those together. See how they become kind of this little triangle? When you squish these, that is what is creating this effect of it poking down. And then as we're doing the increase here on the top, that is what is forming these mountaintops. Okay, it's an illusion. So this right here is created by doing these 2 togethers. Let's see. Kelly said, I just made a hat with that colorway. Doesn't it feel like an Easter color? I think it's really pretty. It's got like green and pink and blue and lavender. I think once we get it like crocheted out, I think it's going to look really, really pretty. I'm excited. I'm excited to be doing this colorway. That's why I wanted to do it from start to finish with you guys so you could kind of see. So now I'm going to do, again, a 2 together double crochet here in our valley. Yarn over, pull through all 3, and there we have 2 and 2. That is our new valley. We've gone from 4 stitches here down to 2. Okay, now we're going to head up the mountain. As we go up the mountain, again, we need 8 double crochets. I'm putting 1 into each stitch. I'm going under both bars. And again, there's nothing really too fancy about these. We're just working our way up the mountain. So once you understand the concept of how this increases and decreases, you'll be able to do one of these ripple blankets. I held myself back for a long time because I couldn't wrap my head around how this was going to dip down and how this was going to go up. Once I understood this decrease and increase and how these work together to form these mountains or hills or whatever you want to call them, then I was able to really start doing a lot of these. So again, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I have one too many here. Pull that out. So again, I'm looking for the mountaintop. Here was our mountaintop of the row below. You can see there was 2 and 2. And so let me count this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So I have 8 here. Remember the last row, how I didn't have enough stitches and we had to add some extra to the chain here as we were working along? Well, I think I just found where one of the mistakes was. Do you see right here? The top of the mountaintop should be right here. And yet you can see I have 1 stitch still left here. So basically I had 1 extra stitch on this somewhere as we were going up and down the mountains. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Oh, here it is right here. Look right here, guys. Do you see this? I wasn't paying attention and I did 2 together, 2 together, 2 together. I was only supposed to have 2 together there, not 3 groups together. So there's where I messed up. So now you have to ask yourself as a crocheter, am I going to frog all this back out to this and fix it? Or am I just going to kind of fudge it and think that nobody will be the wiser? What are your guys' thoughts? Do I crochet on and kind of fudge it, or do I go back and fix? I'm going to say I move on and just keep crocheting. I don't want to go back and fix that. I'm just going to make a tweak now and modify that. So here's how I'm going to do this. Okay. Right here we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Now the new mountaintop we know needs to be right here. So I have 2 stitches here. I'm going to put these 2 stitches into 1 stitch and squish them up. The way that I do this is I go like this and then into the next, and I kind of wrap those around. I don't know if that's technically right, so it would help if I yarn over. I'm going to go like this, wrap these around each other, and squish that up. Voila, now it's 1 stitch. So that's how it looks from the back. Some people would say to do something like a 2 together, where you could go like this. I personally, you could do it this way. I just feel like this makes it too bulky. So when I have big stitches like this, I just do a yarn over, go under that one, pull my hook out and go under that one. I don't know if technically that's right, but you know me, I'm a bit of a crochet rebel, breaking the rules. I think this looks better because it looks like it looks like a double crochet here. Then I'm going to put my new mountaintop. So rebel away, call the crochet police, breaking the rules here. There's what it looks like. You can't really tell, right? Nobody's going to be the wiser. Carrie says that is an invisible join. I had to do that with my teddies. Well, it's good to know that it's officially a stitch rather than me just winging it, I guess, right? For those who don't crochet, they will not know the difference. I guarantee nobody at Sabre Healthcare who is gifted this blanket will notice these problems. This is what kind of makes crochet, right? Wink, wink. You all know. You all know. Stephanie C says, okay, I'm confused. Beginning chain is back to 133. I think that beginning chain is back to 133 because I messed it up. You gotta go, buddy. Stop chomping on everything. No chomping on the yarn. Why can't you be a good boy today? Why? So again, here is where I messed up. Okay, here's where I found the problem right here. I should have had 2 and 2. Instead, I did 2, 2, and 2. I did 3 groups right here. And that's how I got around it. So, again, this is why we're counting the stitches and everything. No, off. I'm having puppy troubles today, guys. Sorry. Let me put my leg out here, see if I can do a little roadblock. I have a puppy. No, you can't jump up here like that. Stop. Oh my goodness, he's making me crazy, you guys. I should go throw him outside. Go get a treat. I know I shouldn't give him a treat for jumping on me and being a bad boy, but goodness gracious, Mom's just trying to get some crochet done this morning. He already clawed me this morning trying to climb on me. Okay. Having a puppy is an exercise in patience. Okay, let's see where I'm at now here. So again, I got to be careful as I'm doing these, make sure everything else is working out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Okay, so here we are to the valley. Again, I'm going to do my 2 together. So I start my first one, double crochet. Again, do not finish. Start your second one. Now we have 3 loops, yarn over and pull through all 3. That is a 2 together double crochet. Squish those up. Now I'm going to repeat that into the next 2 stitches. So there is our new little valley here. Now I'm going to head up the hill. We're to the very end of this blanket. So again, we need 8 as we head up the hill. But because this is the very edge, you remember for the last stitch, we need to add an extra one. So this is actually going to have a total of 9 stitches. So let's give these a count and see where I'm at here. Make sure we're on track. One, two, three, four, five, six, 7. So we need 9. Again, I'm going to work here into this starting chain that we had. If I can get in here. And I'm going to put our last 2 stitches. So we need number 8. I don't like that. I need this little stitch right here. I need that guy. And number 9. So as you're working this, if you don't have this extra stitch right here, your blanket, the sides will kind of pull in. So as we're going up and down the mountain, we need 8 double crochets. But when you are first starting out and first ending here, you need a total of 9 of these. So again, let's count these. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. So we're done with this row. So now we're going to start our next row. So there's a couple different ways you can do this. The first way you could do it is you could do a chain of 3 and turn your work. Now again, into this first stitch, we need another double crochet. What I have found when I do a chain of 3, do you see how this is really bowed out here and kind of has a lot of space? I feel like a chain of 3 is too tall here. I feel like it works better with a chain of 2. So if I pull this out, reduce by 1 chain, now you can see I have 2 chains and then do my double crochet. This will sit much nicer and flatter into your work. So that's one way you could do this. The other thing you could do is I'm going to try for this blanket to do some standing double crochets instead. Okay, so for my first stitch, I'm going to do what I call a standing double crochet. I pull this out kind of tall. I wrap my yarn around, I put my hook towards me and around, and I get a little twist here in my yarn. Then I go under both bars and I grab up a loop. And then I yarn over and I go under the first one. Now, instead of going between that, I'm actually going to wrap this around, and that will leave me with 2 loops. That is a standing double crochet. And then I would do my second double crochet right into that space. So that becomes our first double crochet there. So you could do it that way as well. If you prefer to do a stacked single crochet, we could do that as well. Lots of possibilities here. This is where you as the fiber artist have to make some decisions, right? So we could start with a single crochet here and then slide our hook in. Again, do a stacked single crochet for our first double crochet. Then you would come back and do your second double crochet. That was a perfectly fine way to do it as well. So lots of possibilities. You have to decide what works best for you. So again, I'm going to go back and do my standing double crochet. I just want to see kind of how it looks. So again, I pull my yarn out kind of taller here. Again, I kind of hold my thumb here, push my hook towards me and away, get a little twist and shout there, and then grab up a loop, yarn over, pull through the first one. And then instead of pulling through here, I'm actually twisting this around and pulling it up. You can see it, that gives me both loops here on my hook. And then I yarn over and pull through both. And then I'm going to do my second double crochet. So there's 1, 2. We need a total of 9. 3, 4, 5, 6, 6, 7, 8, and 9. Okay. So now here we are to our valley. So again, that becomes our edge. Again, when you put in this number 9 stitch, that is what helps to keep the edge of the blanket straight. This will straighten up more when we come back around and work into that stitch. So now here we are at the valley. Again, we're going to do 2 double crochets together. So get your 2 stitches where you're going to be working into the first one, yarn over, start a double crochet, yarn over, pull through 2. Now we're just going to hold this, do not finish. Then we're going to go into the next stitch. Again, yarn under, yarn over, go under both bars, grab up your loop. Again, do not finish. Here's our starting loop on our right. 2 unfinished, yarn over and pull through all 3. Squish those together. Good morning from Crenshaw, Mississippi. Good morning, Amanda. How are you today? It's really nice here in Alabama. It's nice and sunny out. Lots of birds on the feeder, although I still need to fill the feeder this morning. But it is lovely here. I know we've got some weather coming. Girl, you've got some weather coming too. I was watching Ryan Hall yesterday. It looks like towards the end of the week, we're all going to be getting some weather here in the South and Arkansas, Mississippi. I think you guys are in for it too. So, anyhow, we have that to look forward to, I guess. Wah, wah, wah. Okay, so again, let's count this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There's number 8. So only on this very first edge do you have 9. As you are working up and down these mountains, we need 8. Now again, looking for our landmark, this was the mountaintop of the row below. You can see 2 and 2. Follow this up. This stitch right here is where the first half of your mountaintop goes. You're going to place 2 double crochets right into that stitch. Move to the next stitch and again place 2 double crochets. Okay, so that's our mountaintop. This is an increase. We've taken 2 stitches and turned them into 4. Crest up and over the mountaintop. Now we're going to head down into the valley. So as we head down into the valley, again, we need 8 double crochets. Working our way along. I'm putting 1 stitch into each. I'm going under both bars. You can kind of see if you turn the work here. Go under both those and just work your double crochet as we work down to the valley. Again, give these a count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Now here we are to the valley again. You can see there was our valley of the row below. Into these 2 stitches, we're going to do a decrease. We're going to do a 2 together double crochet. So again, yarn over, go under the first, grab up your loop, yarn over, pull through 2, holding, do not finish. Move to the next stitch. Again, start your next double crochet. Again, holding. Here's our starting loop. You can see we have 2 unfinished. Yarn over, pull through all 3 of these loops, squish those together. That is our decrease. It kind of makes it look like a little triangle. Now move to the next 2 stitches and repeat another 2 together double crochet. There you can see my 2 unfinished, 3 loops, yarn over, pull through all 3. So once you get this, we've gone from 4 stitches down to 2. Kelly says, I'm not looking forward to weather this weekend. It's supposed to be bad in Tennessee too. I know, I saw that. Joan says it's supposed to be in the 60s here today. That is a heat wave in upstate New York. Yeah, for sure. Let's see. Sarah says, here in Minnesota, we're getting some snow, which we've had hardly any this year. It's going to rain, then switch to snow on Friday. Wow. I'm surprised people are still getting snow. Let's see. Mother Earth just waking up to spring. Absolutely, Shelley. I think you're right. So as we head up the mountain again, we need 8 double crochets. I'm going to take the sunshine while we've got it. It's absolutely beautiful here this morning. So I definitely know on my work break, I'm going to go out on I have a chair out on my front porch and soak up some rays. Take advantage of it while we've got it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Again, here's our tippy top of our mountain, looking for the landmark. You can go follow that split up there. Right in the top here is where we need our 2 double crochets. Move to the next, and again, you're going to place 2 into the exact same stitch. Arizona is just getting its first snowfall of winter this past week. I saw that, Gen X girl. I still have a lot of friends in Prescott, Arizona, where I grew up, and they were all posting pictures of snow days. Their puppy dogs playing out in the snow. My brother said he got like, no, you can't come up. No, my brother said he got like, I don't know, 5 inches in Chino Valley. Definitely a lot. You think you're trying to be cute? You see what I'm dealing with here, you guys? Do you see this? Do you see this face? He's trying so hard. He's trying so hard to get in mom's lap this morning. Anyhow, sorry, I took you on a little journey there. We need 8 double crochets as we head down to the valley. We haven't had really, we never really get a lot of snow here. So I'm glad for that. It definitely feels like winter, but we don't get a ton of snow. Really starting to take shape now. So as you're to your third row, you should really be able to start to see these peaks and valleys as you're working this. So again, we needed 8 double crochets as we head down the mountain. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So now here in the valley, we're going to do our 2 together double crochet. So yarn over, go under that first one, start your double crochet. Again, do not finish. Let's see. He's innocent. Jennifer, he's over in the window now, behind my plant shelf, doing Lord only knows what. He likes to think, you all like to think that he's got that. Dale says, oh, that sweet face. Yeah, he's definitely got that streak in him. He's challenging mom right now for sure. Okay, so again, there is our valley. You can see our decrease 2 and 2. That little, when you squish those up, that's what's forming this little valley. His name is Diesel, Amanda. We got him in December. And he's a Rottweiler puppy. No. He's trying to chomp on everything. We're having this little yarn war. No, no, no. You can't be up here. No. Off. Off. He could do no wrong. I know, right? Now he's got his head under mom's blankie. I'm trying, guys. Sorry, the camera is like all over the place this morning. He's in rare form today. Let me tell you. Let me get resituated here. He's really testing me. He's testing mom's patience, you know. Normally he's more like mellow and stuff, but I think with the time change, you know, he's because I'm coming on later now. This is more of his playtime. He's before he was like napping during the live, but today this is our first day being at this time since we've had the puppy. So we'll see if we need to make adjustments. He might have to spend some time outside in the mornings, but I try to keep an eye on him just because he is so into everything right now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. You probably need to do a puppy segment. I know I try to bring him up on the live because you guys all like to see him. He's growing really fast. My other dog that you guys see on the live sometimes, his name is AMMO. He has a whole TikTok himself from when he was a puppy. It's Wheeler Pitbull. And you can see his puppy videos. He was a good puppy. He really was. Little Diesel is more, I think, dominant and like into everything and curious, inquisitive. AMMO was he was a more mellow puppy for sure, more relaxed. Not he would get in my lap too, don't get me wrong. Like, he liked to be up here, but he would just lay with me as I crocheted till he got too big that he can't fit up here anymore. He still tries sometimes, but he's really big now. But yeah, he has his own TikTok. I haven't posted anything in a really long time. One, two, three, four, five, six, seven, eight. But his handle on TikTok for AMMO, I can't say his name on the live or any of his videos, so I just called him Pitbull Wheeler. All the video when I first started doing them, if I said his name or talked to him, they would take him out of the algorithm. So, you know, do what you got to do. But he was a cute puppy. My other dog, he has one blue eye and one brown eye, and he was a rescue, and he's just really a sweet dog. Diesel's definitely more of a yeah. Call him Mo for sure. Yeah, we call him Mo. Um, but I have to be careful because I do call him his real name. That's what he goes by, you know. So, okay, here we are. Let's see. One, two, three, four, five, six, seven, eight. We're at the top of the mountain. Again, here's our landmark, 2 and 2. You can see the space there. Follow it up. This stitch right here is the first half of your mountain. That's how you know you're in the right spot. And you're going to place 2 double crochets right into that space. And then into the next here, again, I'm going to place 2 double crochets. So this is our increase. This allows us to go up and over the mountain. So we have 2 stitches that we've turned into 4. Lily, I'm making a chevron blanket, a ripple, if you will. And so it goes kind of up and down. And we just started this on the live this morning. This will start to flatten itself out as we get more and more rows and it gets heavier. But it's about 35 inches wide. And I'm just explaining how these valley stitches work. Some people struggle with the chevron or ripple concept. So I try to explain it, and I know some people have tried it now after they've seen me kind of walk through these stitches, and been a little brave and stepped out of their comfort zone. And some folks are working on ripple blankets now, just based on learning, you know, from me on the live here. So it's pretty cool. I'm excited for each of you. I held myself back for a long time with these because I couldn't understand how this mountaintop and valley concept worked. So again, here was our mountaintop. You can see 2 and 2. As we head down to the valley, we need 8 double crochets. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So now we're here in the valley. So again, we need to do 2 together double crochets. So here is stitch 1 and 2. Now again, this sounds really complicated. However, it's not. So we're going to yarn over and we're going to make like we're going uh, under this and start a double crochet. Okay, so now we're just going to stop here. Normally you would yarn over and finish that. Do not finish that double crochet. Just leave them open, hanging out there on the hook. Okay, now we're going to go into the next stitch and again start our next double crochet. So you can see here we have our starting loop on the right, 2 unfinished double crochets, total of 3 loops up on top, yarn over, pull through all 3, squish those together. You can see we've gone from 2 stitches down to 1. As you do this, this is what is causing the pressure on this to form this little valley. Now, again, we're going to repeat that into these next 2 stitches. We need another 2 together. So start your first double crochet, again holding, do not finish. Move to the next. Again, start your second double crochet. Now you can see again, we have our 3 loops up on top, 2 unfinished, yarn over, pull through all 3. So again, squish those together. Now we've gone from a total of 4 stitches down to 2. This is a decrease. We've squished those together, and that is what is kind of causing this little pressure on this valley here to form it to like go down. Okay, now we're going to head up the mountain. As we go up the mountain, we need a total of 8 double crochets. I'm putting 1 into each stitch, nothing fancy here. I'm going under both bars. If you turn it, you can see there's both bars. Just slide your hook under and do your double crochets. Again, I'm looking for the landmark of the mountaintop. And the way that you identify this is you can see this was the row below. We had 2 into 1 stitch and 2 into 1 stitch. If you split those apart in your mind, follow that up. This is the new tippy top of the mountain. So this is where we're going to start the new mountaintop. Now, as we go up the side here, we should have 8 double crochets. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There's number 8. So now here into this very tippy top, this is going to be half the mountain. You put 2 double crochets into that stitch. So again, we call this an increase. This is 1 stitch and you've turned it into 2. Move to the next here and repeat 2 double crochets right into this same stitch. So that is now our new mountaintop. Now we can go up and over. This allows these to kind of fan out. And oh, there's Karen. Hey, good morning, Karen. Um, you guys saw me use the knot slayer this morning. Caron makes these. So somebody was asking who makes these. This is the gal. Caron is pinned there. She has a Etsy that you can buy knot slayers. She doesn't have this one. Gen X, who's our moderator here, she sent me this as a gift. And oh, you got mud all over you, buddy. Let's not get on all the yarn, please. Oh my gosh, he's a hot mess this morning. So anyhow, if you're looking for a knot slayer, give Karen a follow. She can, you can go on her Etsy and find a knot slayer. So again, we're going to head down the mountain to the valley. And as we do this, again, we need 8 double crochets. Again, looking for those landmarks, you're looking for the valley. So you can see here's our valley, 2 and 2. And so we need a total of 8 double crochets. And we'll give these a count. Here was our mountaintop, 2 and 2. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. One more, number 8. And now we're ready to do our 2 together. So again, you can kind of turn your work here and figure out, get off the table. No. Off the table. Off. Off. He's standing on the table next to me, you guys. Off. Oh my gosh. Being a puppy mom is so hard. Okay, go. We're going to bribe him with a treat to get off the table. I know that sounds bad. I think Dad is a much better disciplinary than Mom is. Mom's kind of a pushover. Just saying. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, so here we are to the valley. Turn your work. Get in your mind, these are the 2 stitches we're going to be working in, and we're going to do a decrease. We're going to do a 2 together double crochet. So now we're going to yarn over, go under that first stitch, and start our double crochet. Normally you would yarn over, do not finish. You're just going to leave this open. Now I'm going to yarn over, go under the next stitch, and start our second double crochet. Sounds like Diesel is more awake with the time change. Yeah, he is. Now he just moved my whole lamp. Let's see. This is crochet. I'm doing crochet. And so anyhow, sorry, let me move this. He got my lamp all messed up. So now I'm going to yarn over and pull through all 3. Squish those together. That is a decrease. Now I'm going to repeat this the next 2 stitches. Again, start 1 double crochet, do not finish. Move to the next, and again, start your second double crochet. You have your starting loop here on the left, 2 unfinished double crochets, total of 3 loops on your hook. And then we're going to yarn over and pull through all 3. Squish those together. So now we have 2 here and 2 here. We've gone from 4 stitches down to 2. Okay, so now we're towards the very end here. As we go up the mountain, we need a total of 8 double crochets. But you'll remember on the very first stitch here, we need an extra one. So we're actually going to have a total of 9 double crochets on your very edge stitches. And I will show you why in just a minute. Thank you for the heart me, Velveteen. Appreciate that. Sheila says, Gorgeous. My granddaughter claims all mine too. Okay, so here is number 8. We're going to go right in this uh, standing double crochet we had of the row below. So again, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Now here's the thing with a chevron, you'll start to see this a little more obvious as we work more and more rows. Like when I'm working on this tomorrow, you'll see this. But do you see how this stitch is kind of leaning back? If I put my hand here, it's not touching my hand. It's off of my hand. That is why when we do these edge stitches, we need to put a second stitch right in here, number 9. Once you put in number 9, you'll see that that now flattens out and it's back touching my hand. This will help to keep our edges nice and straight. Yes, I did 133 chains to start, Sheila. So now we're ready to turn our work. So I think I don't really care for how that double crochet is looking there, the standing double crochet. I think I'm going to go back to my chain of 2. But for demonstration, let's say we do a chain of 3, okay? This is where you as the yarn artist have to decide what works best for you. So as we mentioned before, when you are on your first and last stitch, you need 2 into that one. So I'm going to place another double crochet here. Now you can see this is nice and straight. Do you see how this is kind of bowed out here when I do a chain of 3 kind of loopy? I don't like how that looks. I'm going to pull this back out and let's go from a chain of 3 down to a chain of 2. So I pulled out 1. Now you can see 1, 2. Now I'm going to put my double crochet. Do you see how that really tightened that up and it's not so bowed out anymore? For my crochet, a chain of 2 works much better than a chain of 3. Some people like to do a chain of 3. This is where you have to do some experimenting and decide what you like for yourself. Some people like to do stacked single crochet here. That's totally fine too. So you have to do some experimenting. But as we work down to the valley, when you're first starting out, remember you're going to need a total of 9 double crochets. I'm going to put 1 into each stitch as we look for our valley, and then we're going to do our decrease. So make sure you give these a count. Again, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. There's number 9. So again, into our very first stitch or the very last stitch, you're always going to have 2. So here we are to the valley. And again, you can see this was our little valley of the row below. See how we had our 2 and 2? We're going to repeat that. So we're going to, into the next 2 stitches, we're going to do a decrease. We're going to do a 2 together double crochet. So I'm going to yarn over, go under the first stitch and start a double crochet. Now, normally you would yarn over. We're not going to do that. We're just going to leave this unfinished. Now I'm going to move to the second stitch, yarn over, again, go under both bars, grab up your loop. This is our starting loop. You can see here 2 unfinished, total of 3 loops on our hook, yarn over, pull through all 3, squish those together. So you can see how they kind of form a little triangle. Now I'm going to repeat that into these next 2 stitches. We need another decrease. So start your first one, again holding, do not finish, and then yarn over again into the next, pull up your loop, and again do not finish. So again we have our starting loop here on the right, 2 unfinished, total of 3 loops, yarn over, pull through all 3. So now you can see we've squished together 2 and 2. We've gone from 4 stitches down to 2. This is a decrease. This is what helps to form this little valley as we're working. These stitches kind of push down on each other and form that little V. I will have this posted on YouTube. We started this blanket from scratch this morning. This is a ripple blanket that I'm working on, and I'm working on it in wheelchair size. The yarn that I'm using today is Caron 1 pound in the colorway Lilac, and I'm going to be working on this blanket again tomorrow. So we'll have two separate videos over on YT that you can go back and reference. If you are looking for the pattern for this, you can find it on the link tree. There's a diagram. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There's number 8. Again, looking for our mountaintop. You can see of the row below we had 2 and 2. To know that you're on track, if you were to kind of split these apart, follow this up, this stitch that's right here is where our new mountaintop is. And this is the first half. We're going to put 2 into this first stitch. Get off the table. Off. Oh my goodness, this dog getting on the table. Okay, into the next here, we're going to put 2 double crochets. This is the second half of our mountaintop. So we have 2 and 2. We've taken 2 stitches and turned them into 4. This is an increase. We go up and over the mountaintop. Now we're going to head down into the valley here. So again, as we head down the mountain, we need a total of 8 double crochets, 1 into each stitch. And I'm going under both bars. Again, nothing super fancy about this. Let's see. I still have trouble on the ends. I start with 9, then I only have 8 at the end. When you get to the end, you are right to only have 8. You have to put in a second one, right? So as I'm coming up on this end, let's fast forward. Okay, so I would have this. I'm going to have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay. This is number 8 right here. Into this stitch, when you are coming back around, instead of putting just 1 stitch here, Joan, put 2 stitches here. So that will be number 9. Gen X Girl says, sounds like April could use some calming chews for dogs. I give them to the husky. Huskies are really hyper, right? He's chewing on a piece of wood now. I don't care if he chews on the wood, like whatever. He chews on sticks and stuff all the time. He's just being a puppy, guys. You know, I can't get like too mad at him, but it's hard when I'm on the live because clearly I don't want him jumping on the end table next to me, knocking everything over. My coffee's here, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So it's hard because it's not like I can, jump up and like discipline him. But during the day, we definitely like work on it because it's for those that don't know, we have a puppy, and he's kind of a handful right now. He's just being a puppy. I don't know that he's necessarily doing anything wrong. He just is, he's into everything, and he's curious, and he wants to chomp on everything and explore everything. And that's just kind of how puppies are. I'm just glad I'm doing it now instead of in 10 years when I'm older and have less patience. The older I get, the less patient I am, I think. Are you guys like that too? Okay, Joan, so did that help? You got it now? So again, here was our valley. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There's number 8. So now here we are at the mountaintop again. Follow that up. Know you're in the right spot. We're going to put 2 into the first half. Yeah, I think he's teething, Arlene. He's brand new to this world, so he has to take a look around. Yes, he does, Joan. Uh, Jonah? Jonna? Sorry if I mispronounced that. Jonna. I think it's Jonna, but I could be totally wrong. Okay, perfect, Joan. Perfect. Yeah, don't forget to add that number 9 in there. It sounds like you've almost got it, though. Just remember that number 9, and it'll all come together, I promise. So again, here we go down the mountain. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Here's number 8. And here we are to the valley again. We're going to do our 2 together, right? Start up both of them. Now we're going to yarn over, pull through all of them, squish those up, and then we have to do that again. So number 2, again, there's our decrease. There's our new little valley. Head up the mountain. Again, we need 8 double crochets as we head up the mountain. And once we get to the mountaintop, again, we're looking for that landmark. So I say look for the landmark because technically, once you get going on this, you don't like have to count these, right? So if I look for the landmark, I know that my new mountaintop, the first half goes in this stitch right here, right? So then I know number 8 should be here, and now I can just start my mountaintop. So that is how people crochet this without counting every single thing, by looking for the landmarks. So they know here is our new mountaintop, 2 and 2. Then we head down the valley. Again, we need 8 of this. Uh, yeah, it's similar to a zigzag. I mean, it goes up and down. Uh, it is called a chevron or a ripple blanket is what I'm making today. But yeah, it's definitely, it goes up and down like a zigzag. And I'm crocheting this morning. So again, we need to count these. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There's number 8. Now we're ready for our decrease again. Yeah, this is a pretty easy pattern. Like I said, I just am crocheting this. I don't need to look at a pattern. I've done enough of these now. But if I spread this out and kind of flatten it out, it kind of gets curled up as I'm working on it. But you guys hopefully can start to see how it's going up and down now. It's definitely like a chevron, so you can see how it kind of moves along. Once you get more and more of these, it really helps to kind of flatten out the chevron look. But this is a ripple. So the other one that I like to do is the With Love, the easy version, and that has 3 double crochets at the top here. You guys have seen me do that a lot. This is a different, this is a ripple, but it really follows almost the exact same pattern because I don't want to do a lot of thinking, right? I just want to crochet and watch TV and listen to my book. Oh my gosh, I'm listening to a book right now called Pretty Girls. Has anybody read or listened to Pretty Girls? The book by Caron. I can't remember her last name, but it's Caron something. Um, I'm really into this book, you guys. I'm so into it. This morning, honestly, I almost didn't want to get on the live because I wanted to be listening to my book. I'm not even playing. I am so, so into the book. I don't know what it is about it, but it's got me like pretty sucked into it. And some of the other books that I just have finished, if you all are interested, I just finished Water for Elephants, and that was a pretty good book. That was like a 4-star book for me. It was very well written. I really liked I listened to my books. So it was I listened to it on Audible. Yes, Amanda, thank you. It's called Pretty Girls. Slaughter, I think is how you say it. But it's a good book so far. I think I'm like maybe a quarter of the way into it. I just started it over the weekend. And the other books that I just have finished, let me see, I'll tell you what they are. I finished Then She Was Gone by Lisa Jewell. Did you ever read that book? Then She Was Gone. Again, really, really good book. And the one I finished before that, I've been kind of on a reading roll, is Never Lie by Frida McFadden. Again, really, really good book. Really good book. Um, so I've read quite a number of them. You guys can find my read list over on Discord. I need to update the link probably for Discord, but it's on the link tree. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And I kind of am into these like whodunit kind of mysteries. And so anyhow, Water for Elephants was a little different, but I thought it was pretty good. Uh, Sparky says, I'm traumatized by Then She Was Gone. Yeah, I know, right? That was just like, I was crazy, crazy, crazy. So we'll see how Pretty Girls goes. But yeah, I kind of like that. Amanda said, I just finished The Women by Kristen Hanna. Very, very good book. Very, very good book. I love all of Kristen Hanna's stuff. I really do. She's one of my favorites. One of my newfound favorites. I listen to them. I that way I can crochet. I can't read, and I'd rather crochet and then read. So I listen. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. But anyhow, you guys can find my read list over on Discord. I'm on book 13 for this year so far. So but I've had some really good ones thus far. I'm kind of exciting. Let's see. I think that was my first video that got over 1,000 views. Did you do a review of it, Sparky? Is that what you did? I know book talk is a whole thing. I watch a lot of book talks. That's how I kind of get what I'm gonna maybe try out next. Obviously, Audible gives me a lot of recommendations, and I read a lot on Goodreads also, just to try to get like some ratings and kind of see. I try not to read books that I'm not gonna finish. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. My dad's favorite book was Chesapeake Bay by James Michener. Interesting. I'll have to look for that. Um, I read a lot of Nora Roberts in my younger years, and I don't know. I'm just not feeling Nora Roberts so much anymore. That like romance kind of genre. I as I've gotten older, I'm more intrigued with other stuff. I don't know why that is. Um, Yeah, Gen X Girl said, my daughter wrote a book end of last year, young adult romance. Wow, that is really, really cool. My dad always wanted me to write a book, and I was like, no, not my thing. Caron 1 pound is what I'm using today in the colorway Lilac. Really, really pretty yarn. I've got a big old jumbo skein of it. I'm making a wheelchair blanket if you guys are just coming on. I'm pairing it with this um, pretty yarn. I'm going to be onto this yarn tomorrow. Okay. I love this yarn print, and it is spun sugar stripe, but this is what it looks like. Doesn't it look like Easter colors? I think it's really, really pretty. It's got some green and white and some light blue and some lavender. Really, really pretty. And so I'm also going to be using some white. So I just started a blanket this morning. Okay. Now I'll be able to put this video out onto YouTube tomorrow. So if you guys aren't following me on YouTube, my handle over there is Wheeler 8 Acres. After I come on the live, it takes about 24 hours to process the video. And so by tomorrow, I'll be able to release this, and then we'll have part 2 tomorrow. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Now, as you are coming up on the edge of your blanket here, this is very important, okay? This is where Joan was having some trouble. So here's number 7. Into this chain here, we need number 8, okay? Now, here is what you need to remember. Very, very important for this. Anytime you're doing a chevron, do you see how this is nice and straight as we're starting to work our way up? And do you see how this stitch is not touching my hand? It's leaning back. It's way over here. What we need to do is put a number 9 stitch right into this last one. Very, very important. When you put in that stitch number 9, do you see how that straightened it up? So as you are finishing to the edge here, you're going to put an extra, and you're going to have a total of 9 double crochets. Now, as we turn our work, we're going to apply that same concept. And I'm going to do a chain of 2 here. That's going to count as my first double crochet. Then I'm going to, into this same stitch, this is my stitch right here, I'm going to place a second double crochet. So again, the same concept, this little chain here counts as a stitch, and that's what's helping keep this edge nice and straight. Now, as I head down into the valley here, instead of 8 double crochets, we need 9. So here's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and number 9. Okay, now we're ready to add our new valley stitch. So I will release a video for this on my YouTube tomorrow after the video processes. We started this from the very beginning, Naz, and I chained 133. Now, I got my counts off on this blanket, and you'll see that on the live replay when you rewatch it. But I try to explain how I, deal with problems and figure things out. I will be back tomorrow at 7:30 Central Time working on this blanket some more. But it's getting time for me to wrap up And so I'm going to kind of pause here. I'll probably work on some of this offline tonight, so we can just kind of get this a little further along. But I wanted to tell you guys, I have been working on my soap sacks. And I worked on a lot of these over the weekend. One of the patterns I showed the other day, we did this on the live last week. I don't have any of them next to me. We did these on the live, but I didn't do this granny stripe. Um, I've added this granny stripe little pattern to my soap sacks. I think I have about 30, maybe 40 soap sacks now. But anyhow, really cool doing the granny stripe on these. You can kind of see some of the different examples that I've been working on. So I'm on my little soap sack project as well. If you guys are interested in making soap sacks, again, you can find this video over on my YouTube. I haven't made this pattern, but I have made a different one of these on the live. And so I think I might try to do a live of one of these a little bit later on. But this granny stripe I haven't done. I did a different one, but I'm really digging the granny stripe. So once you get your little edging here, I was working on this one this morning before I came on live. I wanted to finish it real quick before I go to work and get the little um, cinch thing weaved in here. So I made this cinch, and I'm just going to weave this up and out and kind of get our little tie here. But these are for charity. This I'm going to donate these to SACK, SACK. It's a 501c3. We worked on these last week on the live, and I just wanted to show you guys kind of some of my progress. I could show you the rest of them tomorrow, but I've done a bunch of these. Worked on a bunch of them over the weekend. The other pattern that I did is up over on YouTube. So guys, if you are over on my YouTube and you can't find videos, remember you have to go to the tab that says live. Okay, it's different than the video tab. The video tab, there are some videos, but there's not as many. Most of my stuff I do on the live, and that's where you'll find the replays. So you'll see videos, shorts, and then you'll see a tab that says live. Okay, so look for that on my YouTube, and that's where you can find these patterns that I'm doing. Same thing with the blanket. Tonight, I'm not going to be on Naz tonight. I only come on in the mornings, so I'm going to be on the same time tomorrow. I'm on. I've been on for 2 hours this morning, so I'm not sure what time you are at right now in the UK, but subtract back 2 hours, and that is what time I will be on tomorrow morning. So here's a little beige one that I did. Not as pretty as like some of the other colors, but they can't all be like girly and pretty, right? A man would definitely like more of a beige. So anyhow, yes, I will be on tomorrow at 7:30 Eastern. Excuse me, 7:30 Central Time here in Alabama tomorrow, and we will work some more on this ripple blanket. 14:28 UK time. Is that what time it is right now? Kate, yes, they're soap bags. I've been working on soap bags. I still have to weave in my little ends still. But I can do one of these granny stripes. I have another doctor appointment on Friday. But depending on how the live goes tomorrow, I could this is a different pattern. This is you can find this pattern over on um, my link tree. If you look for the soap sacks that we did last week, um, look for SACK. If you go to SACK, the organization, you can find patterns for the soap sacks. I'm using one of their patterns. Yes, Naz, 12:30 your time tomorrow. Um, Kelly says, I'm making these for a Nashville shelter. Cool, cool. That's awesome. I love that. So yeah, that's my other little project I'm working on right now. But guys, I've got to go to work, so I'm going to sign off. I hope to see you all tomorrow. Thanks for being with me here this morning. Thanks for being patient while I worked with the puppy. Stephanie, have a great day. Thanks for watching over on YouTube. Thanks everybody for the gifts and the screen taps this morning. I hope you all have a fabulous day. I will see you tomorrow. Bye for now.